Well done to Fast Pistol 5512 and to Ruth Eyre, who solved the riddle from the last episode and gave Newtown as the answer. There'll be another riddle at the end of this episode for our next destination. See if you can solve it, put your answer in the comments, and tune in next time to see if you were correct. Welcome to Pints, Plates and Passports, and welcome to Newtown. Tucked into the rolling green of mid-Wales, Newtown grew from a planned market town into a thriving centre of weaving, milling and making, and you can still feel that industrious heartbeat in the brickwork, the bridges and the old warehouses that line the Severn. This is where the River Severn begins to find its voice, winding past the town like a companion that's seen every chapter of its story. But Newtown isn't just history, it's a community that wears its warmth on its sleeve. There's creativity here, a friendliness, a sense that everyone knows someone who knows someone, and that you're welcome to join in. Wander the streets and you'll find independent shops, local art, and pubs that have been the backdrop of decades of laughter, arguments, celebrations, and the occasional questionable karaoke night. Today, we're stepping into the places that keep Newtown's spirit alive. The pubs where the pints are poured with pride. The stories flow as freely as the beer, and the character of the town comes through in every corner. This is Newtown, rooted in craft, shaped by community, and ready to show us what makes it such a standout stop on our journey. Our first stop brings us to a place with one foot in the past and the other stepping confidently into its future. This is Vesna at the Cross Guns. Even though the pub now carries its new name, the old Cross Guns Inn signage still hangs proudly outside, and for good reason. The building is part of Newtown's fabric. This is a Grade 2 listed former coaching inn sitting right on Park Street, opposite Park Place. Its brickwork and slate roof tell the story of a post-medieval inn that once served travellers, workers and weavers alike. The building is a reminder of Newtown's industrial past, woven directly into the architecture. After spending the last 22 years as a restaurant, the building has now been lovingly brought back to life as a pub, and that's thanks to its new owner, James, who's determined to restore the Cross Guns place in the community. At the moment, Vesna opens Fridays and Saturdays from 4 p.m. until late, but Thursdays are coming soon too, especially to make room for ladies' darts nights. And we were lucky, calling in on a Thursday, fully expecting it to be shut, but we caught James just as he was heading out. Instead of waving us off and carrying on with his day, he welcomed us in for a look around, and you can instantly see the potential. Inside, it's a smallish bar, but full of character. This is the kind of place that feels cosy now and will be absolutely buzzing once word spreads. Outside, you find a large outdoor area that's going to be a summer hotspot without question. On the bar, they're pouring Vesna Pilsner, Hawkstone Cider, Hawkstone Lager, Appleshed Cider, plus a rotating selection of bottled craft ales. Prices are refreshingly reasonable too, starting from £3.50, something you don't hear often these days. It's a pet-friendly and family-friendly pub, and James has big plans. More live events, quiz nights, darts tournaments, and plenty more to come. There's also a large function room upstairs, complete with its own private bar, perfect for meetings, parties or celebrations. And if you're staying over, James has converted 4 letting rooms, all spotless and freshly finished as you can see here. They're already showing live terrestrial sports, Six Nations, cup matches, the lot, making it a proper community hub in the making. So here's to James, who's clearly putting in the graft to bring this historic building back to life. The Cross Guns have survived centuries of change. It's safe to say it's in good hands for the next chapter. Our next stop is one of Newtown's oldest and most characterful pubs, the Buck Inn. The Buck Inn is a striking 17th century timber frame building that still shows off its Tudor style with pride. It began life as a private house before becoming an inn in the early 1800s, and inside you can still see the history in every beam and brace. Some of those beams, according to local law, were salvaged from old ships. Even whispers of Spanish Armada timber, giving the place a wonderfully eccentric charm. And with a building this old, you won't be surprised to hear it comes with ghost stories. The Buck Inn has had its fair share of strange happenings over the years, enough that paranormal groups and ghost hunting teams have visited regularly to investigate. Staff and locals talk about unexplained footsteps, cold spots, and the feeling of someone just standing behind you when the room is empty. Whether you believe in spirits or not, the atmosphere alone makes it easy to imagine a few lingering residents from centuries gone by. But don't worry, the welcome here is still very much alive and well. Behind the bar you'll find Moretti, Estrella, Guinness, Strongbow, Inches, Carlsberg, San Miguel, Banks's Amber Bitter and Kronenberg 1664, plus a big range of bottled drinks. And their offer of 3 bottles from just £9.25 is one of the best deals in town. The Buck is a proper community pub too. They've got 5 darts teams, regular games nights and drag karaoke every last Saturday of the month. And every other Saturday they turn the place into a disco, and they make a real effort to keep the pub a safe, inclusive space for people with disabilities and for minorities, something they're genuinely proud of. We didn't catch the barman's name, but he spoke warmly about Newtown, calling it a lovely area to explore, perfectly placed between cities and beaches, and one of the friendliest towns you'll find. And honestly, the Buck Inn fits that description perfectly. There's a small seating area out the back, plus a few benches out front for sunny days. It's a pub with history, heart, and just enough hauntings to keep things interesting. And our next stop, just across the road, is the Brew Hub. From the centuries-old beams of the Buck Inn, this is something far more modern. And it's Newtown's first true bar meets coffee shop hybrid, and a place that's carved out its own identity on the high street. It may be small, but it's packed with personality, creativity, and some seriously good beer. Before it became the Brew Hub, this building had lived many lives. A hairdresser's, a health food shop, even a patisserie. But today, it's one of the town's most exciting little venues, and it's already earned its place in the Camera Good Beer Guide 2026. That's no small feat for a spot that only opened a couple of years ago. The Brew Hub is modern, cosy, full of colour. The walls are lined with artwork, much of it for sale, giving local artists a platform and turning the bar into a mini gallery. All the pieces are outstanding, but there's 2 pieces that stand out immediately. Striking painted portraits of Amy Winehouse and Muddy Waters. These were created by renowned slide guitarist Will Colleen, who clearly has as much talent with a paintbrush as he does with a guitar. Behind the bar, they specialise in craft ales, rotating them regularly so there's always something new to try. They've also got a strong lineup of canned craft beers, plus a well-chosen selection of wines and spirits. Whether you're here for a pint, a coffee, or something in between, they've got you covered. And there's a nicely kept outdoor area at the back, perfect for summer, and they host live music events during the warmer months. And as you can imagine, these events fill the place fast. Despite the compact size, it never feels cramped. It feels curated, intentional, and welcoming. And speaking of welcoming, children are allowed, making it a relaxed, inclusive spot for families as well as beer lovers. The Brew Hub is one of those places that proves you don't need a huge space to make a big impression. It's creative, friendly, proudly independent, a proper little gem in the heart of Newtown. And our next stop is a little different, because this one isn't pouring pints at the moment. The Pheasant Inn once stood as a familiar name on Newtown's pub circuit, but now it sits closed and up for sale. But even with the doors shut, the building still carries that unmistakable pub presence. Just look at this building, and you can imagine it full of chatter, clinking glasses, and the glow of a Friday night crowd. Right now, though, it's waiting for someone with vision, passion, and maybe a bit of bravery to bring it back to life. And all the bones are still here. The character, the history, the potential. You can almost picture the sign swinging again, the windows glowing, and the sound of laughter spilling out onto the street. Newtown has a strong pub culture, and places like this matter. They're part of the town's rhythm, part of its identity. So here's hoping the Pheasant finds the right hand soon. Someone who sees what it could be, not just what it is today. And our next stop is the Lion. The Lion is one of Newtown's most historic pubs, and one that's right on the brink of a brand new chapter. By the time this video goes out, the Lion will actually be closed for a full refurbishment. So what you're seeing here is the before picture. And if the plans are anything to go by, the after picture is going to surprise a lot of people. They're aiming to reopen mid to late March, and we can't wait to see the transformation. The Lion has deep roots in Newtown. Originally the Red Lion Hotel, this was a coaching inn dating back to around 1720, complete with stables and a carriageway arch that still leads to the outdoor area today. This was a busy posting inn right until the early 20th century, and the building still carries a classic feature. Look at the old relief lion above the archway outside. Today, the Lion is run by Jessica, with Charlotte behind the bar when we visited, friendly, welcoming and clearly proud of the place. The opening hours are generous, 11am till 11pm most days, 11am till 1am on Friday and Saturdays, and 12 till 11pm on Sundays. Behind the bar they've got a strong lineup: Guinness, Thatcher's Gold, Thatcher's Blood Orange, Thatcher's Blackcurrant, Thatcher's Cloudy Lemon, Cruz Campo, Carlin and Worthington's, plus a dedicated gin bar called Gin Vincible, stocked with a wide range of gins and flavoured gins from various makers. It's a pet-friendly pub with dogs on leads, and children are welcome, making it a proper community spot. They run quiz and bingo nights, all for charity, and they've got dominoes, darts and pool teams, plus live entertainment every Saturday. It's the kind of pub where something is always happening. Then there's the Curiosities, two brilliant pieces that give the Lion its quirky charm. One is an old wireless set, a proper vintage radio that looks like it's got a few stories of its own. And the other is a cocktail-sized portable pinball machine, coin-operated and manufactured around 1978 to 1979. It's a rare little gem, and honestly, we'd love to see it lit up and in action. With the refurbishment underway, the Lion is about to step into a new era, but it's doing so with centuries of history behind it. We hope the work goes smoothly, and we can't wait to come back and see the finished result. If the past is anything to go by, the Lion's future looks just as strong. And our next stop is a Newtown institution, the Sportsman. This is a pub with one of the most fascinating backstories in Newtown, and one of the best pub signs you'll ever see. That sculpted horse and rider outside isn't just decoration. It's a nod to a place that's been tied to sport, character and community for over 2 centuries. The building itself dates back to the early 1800s, originally known as the New Inn. It already had a colourful life back then. During the Napoleonic Wars, several French prisoners of war were housed here. And in 1811, they famously helped put out a fire in the building, saving it from destruction. By the mid-1980s, the pub had taken on the name The Sportsman, and honestly, it feels like it was destined for it. This has long been a meeting place for teams, players and locals who love a bit of friendly competition. Gives everything you want from a proper conversation pub. Warm, relaxed and full of old photos showing the pub's sporting past. Cricket teams, dominoes, pool victories, snapshots of the characters who kept the place buzzing over the decades. It's one of those sorts of pubs where you can sit down, strike up a chat with anyone and feel like you've known them for years. They're open from 12 till 11 every day, and it's a friendly, welcoming spot for everyone. Pets on leads are welcome, and kids are welcome until 8pm. Behind the bar they've got a strong lineup: Carlin, Coors, Madry, Inch's Cider, Guinness, Cruz Campo, Carlin Dark Fruits, plus Butty Bark and HPA on draft. A nice nod to the real ale crowd. They've also got 2 pool teams in the Sunday Night League and a dartboard, keeping the sporting spirit alive. And landlord Paul Hawthorne absolutely loves the people of Newtown. He told us the banter is brilliant, the crowd is friendly, and there's a great mix of folks from all over the country. That warmth really shows in the atmosphere. The Sportsman has a long-standing reputation as a meet-and-greet pub, the kind of place where conversation starts easily and the strangers don't stay strangers for long. With its history, its character and its community spirit, it's no wonder this place has stood the test of time. And just before we step into our tourist attractions break, can I just ask, if you're enjoying this video of Newtown, please hit the subscribe button, show us some love. It's free to do and all it takes is your time. And it will guarantee you never miss another episode of ours. And with that, let's have a look at Newtown as a town. It's a real Riverside market gem. Newtown sits on the banks of the River Severn and has been a bustling market town since 1279, when King Edward I granted Roger Mortimer the right to establish a new settlement here. And that Tuesday market that he authorised, it's still going today, over 7 centuries later. The town grew rapidly during the textile boom, becoming a centre of weaving, milling and innovation. It even became home to the world's first mail order company, founded by Price Jones in the 1850s, a piece of history that quietly shaped global retail. Today, Newtown blends heritage with creativity, riverside walks, independent shops, galleries, and a friendly, easygoing atmosphere that makes it a perfect mid-Wales stop. Bare Lanes is Newtown's covered shopping hub, a modern contrast to the historic streets around it. It's a bright, easy-to-navigate arcade filled with independent retails, cafes and local services. And Newtown's market tradition goes all the way back to King Edward I's 1279 charter, which allowed the town to hold a weekly Tuesday market, and that's a tradition that still continues today. And the market hall area remains a lively part of town life, with stalls, local produce, crafts and seasonal events. It's a reminder that Newtown's identity has always been tied to trade, community and the gathering of people, something that hasn't changed in more than 700 years. The clock tower right in the centre of town is one of Newtown's most recognisable buildings, a striking Victorian structure that anchors the town centre. It stands proudly among the shops and cafes, marking the hours over a town that has grown, changed and reinvented itself countless times. It's more than just a timekeeper, it's a meeting point, a photo spot and a symbol of Newtown's character, traditional, distinctive and full of quiet charm. The Oriel Davis Art Gallery is Newtown's contemporary art heartbeat, a bright, welcoming gallery set right on the edge of town's beautiful parkland. It's the most significant visual arts venue in mid-Wales, known for showcasing groundbreaking national and international art and craft in a space that feels open, modern and genuinely inclusive. And one of the best parts, entry is completely free, making it an easy, no-pressure stop for anyone exploring Newtown. Whether you're an art lover or just dipping your toes in, Oriel Davis is the kind of gallery where you can wander, pause and discover something unexpected. And our next attraction is one of Newtown's most important cultural stops, the Robert Owen Museum. And this is another completely free museum dedicated to one of the most influential thinkers ever to come out of Wales. Robert Owen was born here in Newtown on the 14th of May 1771, the son of a saddler and ironmonger. From those modest beginnings, he went on to become one of the world's leading social reformers, a pioneer of free education, workers' rights and the entire cooperative movement. By 10, he'd left home to apprentice with a draper, and by 21, he was managing a huge steam-powered cotton mill with 500 employees, a remarkable rise for someone of his background. But it was at New Lanark, the workers' village he helped run from 1799, that Owen truly changed the world. He introduced shorter working hours, fair wages, safe conditions, and built some of the first infant schools and adult education classes in Britain. His ideas were published in A New View of Society, inspiring generations of reformers and laying the foundations for modern social welfare. The museum houses objects, letters, portraits and stories that trace his journey from a Newtown childhood to becoming one of the most influential voices of the Industrial Revolution. It's small, friendly and completely free, a perfect stop to understand why Newtown is so proud of the man that helped shape the modern world. And not far away from here, just outside the stone boundary wall of St Mary's Church, lies the grave of Robert Owen. Owen's resting place is now marked by a striking, ornate iron enclosure, a beautifully crafted monument that immediately stands out in the quiet green space around it. The decorative ironwork, the raised tomb and the ivy-covered wall behind it create a setting that feels both peaceful and symbolic. It's a fitting tribute to a man whose ideas about education, workers' rights and community shaped the modern world. And St Mary's Churchyard is quiet and atmospheric, And with Owen's grave positioned just outside the wall, the whole area feels like a small pocket of history preserved in the middle of town. And across town stands the huge St David's Church, another beautiful piece of Newtown's religious heritage. Built in the 19th century to serve the growing population, it's a tall, elegant building with classic Victorian features. These days, though, it's usually locked up, no longer in regular use. Even so, it's an impressive sight. And this other beautiful church is the Crescent Christian Centre. It's a very different kind of church, modern, active and shared by 3 organisations who use the building together. It's a lively community hub, hosting services, groups, events and outreach throughout the week. Newtown is blessed with one of the most peaceful and scenic stretches of the River Severn, and the Riverside walks here are a proper highlight of the town. The Severn is Britain's longest river, and in Newtown it's still young, wide enough to feel impressive, but calm enough to stroll beside without rushing. Whether you're just out for a quiet wander, a dog walk, or just a moment away from the bustle of the high street, the Severn paths give you that perfect mix of nature and town life. On a sunny day, it's one of the best spots in Newtown. And spanning the Severn with real presence is Newtown's Long Bridge. Built in 1827, it's a handsome multi-arch stone bridge that carried generations of travellers, traders and townsfolk across the river. It's a beautiful piece of engineering. Stand on it and you get some of the best views of the river. The water curling beneath you, the trees lining the banks and the town rising gently behind it. It's one of those structures that quietly anchors Newtown's identity. And the Newtown Textile Museum is one of the town's most fascinating attractions. A rare survivor from the days when Newtown was booming as a centre of the Welsh woolen industry. Although it's closed from late September until spring, the building itself is still well worth a stop. And its story is even better. The lower 2 floors were once 6 tiny back-to-back cottages, home to the families who worked here. The upper 2 floors formed a long, open weaving loft where up to 24 hand looms once clattered away, producing flannel that would eventually make Newtown famous. It's run entirely by volunteers and normally opens Tuesday, Thursday, Friday and Saturday 12 till 4, from late April through the summer. Newtown's War Memorial Gardens sit quietly at the junction of New Road and Shortbridge Street, a small but beautifully kept garden space dedicated to the men and women of Newtown who lost their lives in the World Wars. At the centre stands the town's cenotaph, a plain yet dignified stone monument set on a 3-step base with a carved sword of sacrifice on the front face. The memorial was unveiled around 20th of January 1925, costing £500 at the time, and it carries the names of 174 local people who died in the First World War, with later additions for the Second World War. It's a peaceful spot, flowers, benches and a sense of reflection right in the heart of town. Even though it's small, it carries a huge emotional weight, and it's one of the most meaningful stops in Newtown. Separate from the War Memorial Gardens and often missed by visitors are the Newtown Memorial Gates, located near the town park on Back Lane. These ornate wrought iron gates were erected in 1953 to commemorate the local men and women who died in both World Wars. The gates themselves are beautifully crafted, decorative ironwork, inscriptions and the dates of the conflicts, standing as a second equally important tribute to Newtown's wartime history. There's plenty to see and do in Newtown. And I'm sure we haven't covered everything here. But for now, let's get back to the pubs. As we head along Broad Street, there are 3 well-known venues worth mentioning, but today wasn't the day for any of them. The first up is the Castle Vaults, a long-standing Newtown pub with a loyal following and plenty of character. Unfortunately, it was closed when we passed, so we couldn't take a look inside this time. And on the other side of the street is Monty's Club, a popular late-night spot, but they didn't want to be included in the tour, so we've respected that and moved on. And finally, 23 Social, a modern bar that's become a familiar name on Broad Street. This one was also closed today, so again, no peek inside for us. Even though we didn't get to feature them properly, they're all part of the Broad Street scene, each with its own crowd, its own vibe and its own place in Newtown's nightlife. And next up is the Victoria Vaults. The Victoria Vaults is one of the oldest pubs in Newtown and a proper Broad Street classic, also known as the Hog's Inn. I don't know the reason why, maybe somebody could tell me. The Vaults opens from 12 p.m. every day, closing at 11 p.m. Sunday to Thursday and 1 a.m. on Friday and Saturdays, making it one of the later spots in town. It's pet-friendly, child-friendly and shows all the live sports, so there's always a bit of atmosphere. Inside, it's a single-room Georgian pub with bags of character. One wall is completely covered in old photos, ship pictures and bric-a-brac, giving it that proper lived-in, story-stoked feel. And there's a brilliant framed piece of text about the life of a publican, starting with, a publican must be a democrat, an autocrat, an acrobat, and a doormat. It goes on to say publicans must be boxers, wrestlers, sprinters, peacemakers, and it's absolutely spot on. A perfect fit for a pub like this. Have a read of it, it'll make you laugh. Behind the bar, they serve a rotating range of Monty's brewery ales, Export, Galife, Sunshine, Red IPA, Maltese, plus Oldfield cider. Some beers are priced at just £2.50, which is an absolute steal these days, and they offer 3 shots for £5 if you're feeling brave. Food-wise, they've got a lunch menu with sandwiches, paninis, jacket potatoes, and an evening menu with everything from steaks to curries, chicken and chips, and a full kids selection. It's proper pub grub, simple, hearty, and good value. They host monthly quiz nights. They have darts teams and live entertainment, keeping the place buzzing throughout the month. Out the back, there's a long, narrow beer garden with a covered smoking area perfect for summer evenings. And the landlady loves the town and says Newtown is full of friendly people. And honestly, that warmth really shows in the vaults. It's one of those pubs that feels like it's been part of the town forever, and long may it continue. And our next stop is Newtown's Wetherspoons, the Black Boy. The Black Boy is a building with real age, real character, and a name that goes back centuries. The pub sits inside a Grade 2 listed 3-storey building that began life as a 17th century timber-framed house. Later, it was refronted in brick in the late 1700s. It still has that classic old inn feel, with an archway beside the entrance that once led directly into the stables. The Black Boy has been an inn for generations. Records show Thomas Rees as landlord in 1828, followed by long-serving licensee Richard George, whose tenure ended with his death in 1875. By 1891, the pub was run by Mrs. Georgina Owen, a 67-year-old widow, a reminder that pubs like this have always been at the heart of community life. And the name, the Black Boy, has sparked debate in recent years, but Wetherspoons confirmed it would keep the historic name, explaining that it refers to a 17th century chimney sweeps, who would emerge from work covered head to foot in soot. It's a name rooted in local history, not racial imagery, and the pub chose to preserve that heritage, especially given the building's age and long-standing identity. And this place has got everything you'd expect from a Wetherspoons. A big open layout, plenty of seating, wide range of drinks, affordable food, and a steady flow of locals and visitors. But what makes this one special is the building itself, the beams, the brickwork, the old layout, and the sense that you're drinking in a place that's been part of Newtown's story for over 300 years. It's a great stop on the tour, central, historic, full of character. And our next stop, the Elephant and Castle. The Elephant and Castle Hotel is one of the largest hotels in Powys and a real landmark at the end of Broad Street, right beside the river and the historic Long Bridge. The building is Grade 2 listed, originally an 18th century coaching inn, and it still carries that sense of heritage and importance today. It's beautiful and comfortable inside, spotlessly clean, stylish and genuinely classy. With multiple function rooms, it's a go-to venue for weddings, christenings, birthdays, conferences, celebrations of any kind. Whatever the occasion, this place is built to host it. The bar area is warm and comfortable, and they serve a great range of drinks. When we visited, they had the real ales, 3 tons, and Bateman's Hooker. alongside Strongbow, Recorderlig, Stowford Press, Mao, Star of Brahman, Guinness, Worthingtons, Caffrey's Black Stout. They show all the live sports. They have a dominoes team and are planning to launch a darts team too. There's also a pool table if you fancy a game, plus live entertainment and a quiz night in the works. One of the standout features inside is the decor. The walls are lined with old Newtown photographs, giving you a real sense of the town's past, along with framed sports memorabilia, including signed football shirts and even a replica WBO world title belt. And that's displayed next to a picture of undefeated world champion Joe Calzaghe, which adds a brilliant Welsh sporting touch. Outside, there's a lovely Riverside seating area for when the weather picks up, a perfect spot to relax with a drink. The manager we spoke to couldn't praise Newtown enough, especially the friendly people, and honestly, that warmth really comes through in the hotel itself. It's classy, comfortable, and a real asset to the town. Right across the road is the Exchange, another well-known spot on this stretch of town. We popped in to ask about filming, but the barman let us know that the boss wouldn't be keen on having cameras inside, so we respected that and kept things to the outside only. And here's a good place to fit in the joke for this episode.
Picasso walks into a bar and sees his friend Vincent van Gogh stood at the bar. Picasso says, "Hey Vinny, how's things? Do you fancy a whiskey?" Van Gogh replies, "No thanks, I've got one ear."
And our second to last stop should have been the Railway Tavern, a place we were really looking forward to. From the outside, it looks small, quirky and full of character, exactly the kind of pub that often ends up being a hidden gem on one of our tours. But unfortunately, and despite the online hours saying 5 p.m. opening, it was closed today, so we didn't get the chance to look inside. One for the list next time we're in Newtown. And finally, the Waggon Horses. But again, this was also listed as opening at 5 p.m, but again, the doors were shut when we arrived. From the outside, it has that gastropub look, tidy signage, smart frontage, clean, and the feel of a place that probably does good food and a nice pint. But without getting inside, we can only guess. Another one we'll have to come back to on a future visit. And sometimes, that's just the nature of a tour. A few surprises, a few closed doors, and a couple of pubs saved for next time. But they're all part of the Newtown pub landscape, and they round off the journey nicely. And here's our riddle for our next destination. See if you can solve it, put your answer in the comments, tune in next time to see if you were right.
In North Wales sits a town up high, with open views across the sky. A place where clay once shaped the day, with pots and bricks made on the way. Its commons wide, its paths are clear, with quiet streets that locals cheer. A friendly spot you can explore. A town whose craft lives evermore.
And that brings us to the end of our Newtown adventure. A crawl packed with history, character and some truly lovely people. From riverside walks and centuries-old bridges to textile mills, memorial gardens and iconic pubs, Newtown gave us a little bit of everything. And we explored some brilliant spots today. Vesna, formerly the Cross Guns Inn, the Buck Inn, the Brew Hub, the Pheasant, obviously closed and up for sale. Two classics, the Lion and the Sportsman. And unfortunately the Castle Vaults was closed, Monty's Club declined filming, and 23 Social was closed. The brilliantly atmospheric Victoria Vaults, the Wetherspoons, the Black Boy Inn, and the Elephant and Castle, classy and comfortable. Then the Exchange, who declined filming, the Railway Tavern, which was closed, and the Waggon Horses, unfortunately closed too. Some opened their doors, some didn't, but together they paint the full picture of Newtown's pub scene. Lively, varied and full of personality. And even though we bumped into a few closed doors along the way, That's the joy of a real tour. You take the town as it comes, and you always leave with a reason to return. What really stood out today was the warmth. Every landlord, every local, every person we spoke to had something good to say about Newtown. And honestly, it shows. Friendly people, proud history, and a pub scene with plenty of character. If you've enjoyed wandering Newtown with us, the stories, the stops, the surprises, then please stick around for the next one. Subscribe, like, and comment. There are plenty more towns, and if you've got any ideas, we'll listen. Plenty more pints and plenty more adventures ahead. Thanks for joining us, thanks for watching, thanks for subscribing, and we'll see you on the next tour.